This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by Galal Yafai out here in Abu Dhabi. Galal, firstly, how are you? How is life?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, life's alright. It's nice out here, so yeah, just enjoying it.
Is indeed. And Galal, just to ask kind of Campbell a similar question I can ask yourself. You're only going into your third fight of your career, but you've boxed at some great venues so far, obviously the O2, going over to New York as well, Madison Square Garden, and now out here in Abu Dhabi. When you first turned over into the pro ranks, was that basically, I say the dream, but effectively how Eddie sold Matchroom to you, that he'd be able to take you global and he would put you on the venues across the world, such as how he's doing that?
Kinda. You know what? For me, it ain't too much about where I'm fighting. It's just if I am fighting. I've had a little break from my last one in New York. What's it, like 6 months now? So it's a bit of time out, and with everything going on, and the last fight in London, an extra month I had to wait. But now we're here now, and yeah, I just want to perform and make sure I get a good win.
Talking about that, taking back to that Eubank Jr-Benn fight week, it was an interesting one for me as a member of the media, but as a fighter for yourself on the undercard, I can only imagine how frustrating it would be to see it fall throughout that last couple of days. Just reflect on that entire week for me from your perspective, Galal.
Well, it was short. I think I got there the Wednesday, and I think obviously it was off. Was it the following day? Thursday was it off?
Thursday it was pulled. Wednesday the news broke. It was Tuesday night the news broke, I think. Wednesday the news broke, and then Thursday the show was pulled. Yeah.
Exactly. It's pretty quick. To be fair, looking back now, it felt really long that one day. But yeah, it was obviously devastating. Not just for me, for the other fighters, for everyone involved. But I just had to move on and just look ahead to another show. And obviously, they said, "Do you want to fight in Abu Dhabi on November the 5th?" And the answer was yes, show.
Obviously, I know you always kind of keep yourself in good shape in the gym, Galal. So when you look kind of that extra month in between, was it difficult or easy just to kind of balance your way, not to push yourself too hard, but also maybe allow yourself to put a little bit back on before taking it off, finding that right balance?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the down for me was having to go back to training. Like, I hated being away again for another 4 weeks. I think I was in Sheffield. It was already tough being there for like the 10, 11 weeks I was already there for, and then an extra 4 weeks, 3 weeks I think it was. So I think that was the issue for me. But other than that, I had a good little rest, got back training, got sharp again. Hopefully I can just show what I've been working on Saturday.
What have you been working on, Galal? What are you hoping to show people? Because so far you've impressed quite a lot of people in the pro ranks. Everybody from your amateur experience and people who follow the amateur scene will remember what you achieved there. But the professional ranks have certainly taken to you now.
Well, yeah, kind of, but it's all based on the people I've fought, to be fair. Like, I'm not deluded, I'm not stupid. The people that I fought are meant to be. Obviously, I've got to step it up now a bit more. My first fight was relatively straightforward. My second fight was probably easier than my first, but it was. But I'm fighting someone now who's experienced, who's good technically. Only had one defeat, so it should pose a more harder fight. But you just never know. It just depends how I fight. Depends what Galal turns up.
What Galal does turn up?
I'm hoping a good one. I'm hoping. But we'll see. I've been working hard. Like you asked there, what have I been working on? Everything, like every boxer, work on everything. Just trying to be a better boxer, fighter, better defensively. Hopefully, I'm better Saturday, but I'm sure we'll see.
We've obviously seen with yourself and other of those stellar amateurs who turned over the kind of a push for them to accelerate quickly through the pro ranks. So Galal, looking at your career so far, when do you think that time's going to come when maybe you'd want to have more of a, not necessarily a difficult fight, but somebody who will take you into those later rounds, just so you get that experience under your belt? Because unfortunately, not every fight will end within the distance.
Yeah, of course. Well, maybe Saturday. You don't know. It depends. Depends what. Like I said, what turns up, what Galal turns up, what the opponent brings. But I said from the start of my career, I don't just want to fight kids and blow them over and knock them out in a round. My first fight went 5 rounds. My second fight, a bit easier than I thought. But I'm gaining experience. But I wanna be in good fights. I don't wanna be in fights where I just blow 'em away and people don't really care. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm gonna be in tough fights. My division's it's hard. It's tough at the top. I just gotta find that gap where I'm getting rounds. I'm learning. But I'm sure I'll be there soon. Hopefully Saturday could bring a little something a little more different from me. I can show things that people haven't seen.
It's no secret, and Eddie even said to me yesterday, he believes that within 2, maybe 3 fights, you could honestly go on to challenge for world honours. I imagine that's still kind of a year away from now. But does that align with your vision? Do you think maybe you're only 2, 3 fights away from challenging for a world title of some form?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I've said it before, and I'm not deluded as well. Like, I could probably fight for world title now. Like, the only thing is the rounds. That's the only difference, really. When a top amateur turns pro, they just need the rounds. Obviously, they need experience, and that's what gets them the rounds. But I think I'm ready. Like, I could probably fight for a world title now, but the question is, do I win that? And I want to be in the best position for me to win it, not just fight for a world title. I want to be able to go in the world title and be confident I'm going to win as well. But I think I'm good enough to mix it with the world champions now. I know some people will laugh and say, "Nah, no chance." But obviously, I'll have to show that. But I've got to come through Saturday first, because this Mexican's coming here and he's going to look to beat the Golden Boy, or the so-called Golden Boy.
Galal, obviously, one name which has continued to be linked with you is that of Sonny Edwards. Now, you obviously recently shared the ring in sparring as well. What prompted that decision? For 2 people who have been touted to cross paths at some point, it's a strange one to see you both share the ring, and both of you, whenever you've been asked previously, have spoken highly of each other, of the work you produce together.
You know what? I don't even know. I just remember Rob saying, "Do you want to go and spar Sonny?" And literally, he trains about 5 minutes from where we train. And it's just rare that you find another flyweight as, I want to say, as good as myself, but up there in the world, and he's a world champion, and he just happens to be 5 minutes away. So I think it's just inevitable, really. But yeah, like I said, we have to speak highly of each other because of what we've both done. Sonny's a world champion, so I have to speak highly of a world champion. I'm an Olympic champion, so he's really gonna say nothing bad about me. So I think it's a fight that's got to happen in the future. But he's got a tough fight in his next one. He's got Alvarado, who's a big puncher, and I've got a fight Saturday as well. So we both just have to keep winning, looking good, and I'm sure we'll fight in the future.
Is that the one fight when you look at, because obviously both being from the UK as well, which kind of whets that appetite the most?
I think so. You know, we're both from Britain. We've both come through the amateurs. He beat me as an amateur, I think, 2014. It was a close fight, though. Nah, but yeah, it's 1-0 to Sonny. He beat me as an amateur, I think, yeah, again, 2014 or something like that. So there's a bit of needle there. You know, needle with the brothers, Kal and Charlie. But yeah, I think we get along all right, but it's just business, you know. He's a world champion at flyweight. I'm the Olympic champion at our weight, both from Britain. Like I said, it's inevitable. It's got to happen. But like I said again, we just got to keep winning.
Galal, another name which could be kind of crossing paths with you soon is Bam Rodriguez. He's made his intentions clear by vacating his WBC title at Superfly, moving down to Fly now. Again, just your thoughts on Bam entering the division and how much you'd probably like to test yourself against him at some point.
Yeah, it's good for our division. You know what I was saying yesterday. Like, I don't know if it's a compliment or people are rushing me, because I've had 2 fights. These guys are. Sonny's world champion, IBF world champion. He's had like 20 fights, something like that. Bam Rodriguez, he was WBC world champion at the weight above, and he's fought a few legends in his last 2 fights. And people are putting me up against them and asking, would you like to fight him soon and things like that. So I don't know if people are complimenting me and that's because they think I'm good enough, or I don't know if they're rushing me, but I'm sure time will tell.
Away from those potential fights as well, Galal, just want to get your thoughts on your brother Kal. He makes his ring return after over 2.5 years out. What are you actually expecting to see from him? It's a long time out of the ring. Some people questioning what kind of desire or hunger he has left after such a long period away from the ring. You know him better than anyone. So what does he want to have? What does he want to go on to achieve still?
I can't want to be a world champion again, a two-weight world champion, and a two-time world champion. Is he good enough? Yeah, definitely. You know, he's had one defeat in his career, and that was against Roman Gonzalez, who's a legend in our sport. Probably the best ever flyweight and super flyweight. But obviously he's had a long time out. He's come back now. Testing, obviously he's got to test the waters. You know, it's a long time, nearly 3 years out. But he's been great in training, in sparring, and it's good to be fighting on the same show with him, because I ain't done it before.
Gamal must feel like the one that's been left out then.
Yeah, Gamal was left out, but it just happened by chance. Obviously, the fight got cancelled, the last one, so I said, do you want to fight in this one? Brilliant. Kal's here, Abu Dhabi, nice weather. But yeah, hopefully Kal he can get back, start fighting, stay more active, and put on a performance. Hopefully we both can.
All right, Galal, we will leave. Oh, I won't leave it. I'm going to ask you for the main event as well. I forgot to ask you, Bivol-Ramirez, your thoughts on that fight?
Oh, thoughts. Yeah, it's a brilliant fight. Ramirez is a brilliant fighter. Bivol, he beat Canelo in his last fight. So anyone that could beat Canelo, is a brilliant fighter. And I think it's a great fight. But if you're asking me for a prediction, I've probably got to go with Bivol on his last performance. But Ramirez is a brilliant fighter, and he's huge as well. I've seen him around here, walking around the hotel, and he's massive. And he's a nice guy as well. So I'll definitely be watching it after. Hopefully, I'll get my win.
Right, Galal, we will leave that there then. And now we'll leave you to go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for speaking to me.
Cheers.